Hey, what's good, fam? Welcome to another episode of Black Twitter. Tonight, it was Oscars night last night, so we're wrapping all that up. Plus, we're talking Beyonce and Jay-Z getting their Brit Awards doing the most. And, of course, Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thomas and all that mess. Coming up right after this.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
There we go. New intro.
How you like that?
That's right. Pop culture, Black entertainment. Here we go. Here we go. Coming at you with the Black Twitter tonight. What up, folks? I'm your host, Alina Vission. You can find me on all social media at Alina Vission. And I'm joined by my wonderful co-host here.
Hey, everybody, your boy Al-G, and there's only one Tupac, one cis Tupac, one hetero Tupac, no blue Tupac, no yellow Tupac, just one Tupac.
Oh,
Only one Tupac.
Okay. You took it there.
We're gonna go there.
You took it right there. I mean, there's so much to cover this week. I felt like in the news that some stories had to get cut, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, we can just touch on Jessie Small for a second because that's a hot mess.
Yeah.
And I mean, I want to know what your take is on that.
Okay.
Real quick.
Just
real quick.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down to ride for Jessie. I had his back. The story, it did have a lot of holes in it from the beginning.
Right.
And I automatically set off my BS detector, but I was rooting for him.
We were rooting for you.
Yeah, like I said, as somebody, but she knows this about. As somebody who's worked with Tupac before, or knew Tupac, I feel kind of disrespectful when people say they are the new Tupac.
See, that's why I wanted to ask you.
Yeah. So, I mean, and on that note, I got a chance to hang out with Pac's buddies at the screening. Shout out to Money B.
Go?
The screening went dope. Thank you.
Nice.
Money B from Digital Underground. A bunch of cats came down. I was hanging out with some cats from Thug Life in New York, so it was all good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Now, for people, is there any way that people can see your doc? Like, is it online? Is it...
Okay. All right. I'm going to give you guys a temporary plug.
All right.
Okay. JamaicaHouseMovie.com. Let me turn to my camera. JamaicaHouseMovie.com is where you can find all updates. We are also streaming temporarily at 247films.tv. That's part of the New York Hip Hop Film Festival, their network channel.
Awesome.
247films.tv, and you can order Jamaica House. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, we got to promote.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You're the fam. Okay, so let's start off with the Oscars. Oscars were last night. There was a lot of winning, obviously, going on. There's a lot of black girl magic happening, thriving, winning. And one of the big awards, or actually acceptances that happened last night was Spike Lee finally getting his Oscar.
Spike.
Finally. For BlackKkKlansman, which is an amazing movie. If you guys have not seen it, I urge you to go see it. It's based on a true story, and I thought it was a great movie. So he had his acceptance speech, which was, it was Spike.
Spike was loose. He was letting it fly.
He was loose all night, even on the red carpet.
He had the champagne.
He was loose as a goose. But it was really good to be able to see him finally take home that gold.
Yeah, I mean, it's been overdue since the 90s, since, in my opinion, like Malcolm X or Do the Right Thing. And, they say the Oscars is never on time, but they try to pay you back later on politically. So I guess we'll take it, but I'm just happy that brother got an Oscar.
Right, yeah. There were a lot of women, especially women that worked behind the scenes in Black Panther, that took home the Oscar.
What's the costume designer's name? I forget. That's
Hold on, I have that right here.
Yeah.
If she didn't win, I was going to riot. Let me tell you. So best costume design went to Ruth E. Carter, who won. And then also best production design went to Hannah Beachler.
Nice.
And another person, it's going, I don't know. But yeah, so there was black girl magic for sure. I mean, the costume design and the set production on Black Panther were literally out of this world. I mean, they brought the best of Africa to Wakanda and to the world.
Yeah, and what they call it too, like futuristic Africa. There's a name they gave to it too.
Yeah, it was. And just as someone, my mom's from South Africa, to see all of the cultures, like I was able to pick out, like I was like, oh yeah, that's my mom's people right there. Like it was really cool to see on screen, and they really nailed it. But they added their own flair.
Okay, so you
that
can pick
made
out the authentic elements.
Like I was like, that's the the Igbo tribe. That's like those are the Basutu. Those are
Nice.
they did an amazing job. So the fact that they won. big ups to them. This is a tweet, and she was really emotional in her acceptance speech because she was the first Black woman to ever win this role. This is from Best Production Design, Hannah Beachler. She says, "Y'all, I'm so humbled and blessed. Thank you for continuing to lit up this film and to lift me up. Congrats to Ruthie Carter and Ludwig Garson. He actually won for Best Original Score for Black Panther. And she gave an amazing speech.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was definitely amazing. Let's go to another one. Ruthie Carter, who won for Best Costume Design, tweeted out this, and it was a picture, for those of you listening, it's a picture of Spike with his Oscar, of Hannah with her Oscar, of Mahershala and Regina. I mean, it was good to see some melanin up on that stage.
I think they felt like they had a lot to make up for after Oscar's So White, right?
Exactly. Well, and also now the Academy is really focusing on getting more people that are diverse into the Academy. That way,
those are the people that vote, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And we see that. So let's see. Ava DuVernay said, "Regina, Ruth, Hannah, I'm overcome. Sisters, stand up. #Oscars."
Nice.
Yeah, that's right. Regina King finally won her Oscar as well for If Beale Street Could Talk.
Wait, can I say she's been deserving it since like Friday, like Poetic Justice and all those days. Boys in the Hood.
Get it, girl. It is about time. So let's see what people on Twitter were saying. This comes from Problematic Poppy. He says the story of Black Panther as a film is really about Ryan Coogler's leadership, about taking the access granted to him to put deserving Black creatives into positions of incredible influence. He picked the lock, then held the door open. High impact, low ego, town biz. I couldn't agree more. I think it's so important that when people get those opportunities, that they break down that door for themselves, they also look back and help other people on through the door.
Yeah, most definitely. And I respect Ryan Coogler a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's an amazing
director.
Amazing director. Let's see, do we got any other tweets from that? Oh yeah, Shonda Rhimes, actually, she's like, "It's Black Girl Magic Night." Hey, it sure was. She tweeted on in. All right, well, did you watch the Oscars?
I told you, I couldn't sit through the whole thing, so I only watched the highlights, the clips on YouTube at the end of the night and then the next day.
I was feeling kind of the same way about it. I watched it, I had it on, but I wasn't actively watching it. I was doing other things. It was just kind of on in the background. At one point, I put on like my wireless headphones so I can kind of hear what's going on, but I'm like, 3 hours, like
that's a long time to sit.
Like, dang.
Yeah.
I'll just check the highlights.
There you go.
I'll just check the highlights, but I actually liked it without a host.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I definitely. They might stick to that, right?
I think so.
About that.
I think so. They opened it with 3 really funny women, and it just came around. So congratulations to all the people that won last night. Hollywood's biggest night. So let's move on to Beyonce and Jay-Z accepting their Brit Award, doing the only way Jay-Z and Beyonce can. I want to play this clip really quick so we can get a look at exactly what they did.
Thank you so much to the Brit Awards for this incredible honor. You guys have always been so supportive. Everything is love. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love, yes. She always thinks her parents are the most.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
When I saw this, I was like, they
nail it.
They always nail
Let's
it.
talk about all the things that are going on visually in the frame.
Yes.
Okay, we got the Duchess. Is that Meghan Markle? She's the Duchess?
Yes, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle.
And they, as opposed to having like the typical, like the queen of royalty.
Right?
And
because
also,
she is the queen.
Yeah,
she is the queen.
She's the queen. And then also, didn't they shoot that in the Louvre?
Right, so this is a reference back to when they took a picture in front of the Mona Lisa at the Louvre, right? So this is, I believe this is pretty much what they were wearing.
Okay.
So it's kind of a reference back to that.
And another thing is too, from what I understand, there was only one picture of an African American person, and that's a person depicted in slavery. They have like no other depictions, balanced depictions of black people. So I think that's what. But you know what? Yeah, CGI.
Then yes, she's gonna be our queen, and we're gonna.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly. In fact, I think I had in there a tweet from Beyonce, but I'm not quite sure. Let's see. This one is from Kevin Noel. He says, #Black History Month 2019 has been the worst. Virginia, Liam Neeson, Prada, Gucci, and Burberry using racist imagery to create buzz. Jessie Small setting up a hate crime. Chris Hemsworth playing Hulk Hogan. Is there no salvation? Enter Beyonce and Jay-Z stage left. They come and they save it. Because, it's been a crazy...
That has been a crazy
Black History Month.
Crazy month.
Right?
Yeah. So we're getting it together.
In the last few days. Running real late here. Super, super late. But I love that they are so creative, even in their acceptance speeches. Like, who would think of that?
Yeah. No, I mean, the thing about Jay and Beyonce, obviously, that I don't know, man. It's like they're taking really over the zeitgeist for this like generation. I think. I'm trying to think who was even like. They're beyond like the it couple. I'm trying to think of the couple that just represented a certain generation. I can't think of any other couple.
Yeah, I can't think of a couple that's like this. And the funny thing is like they don't have to do a lot of interviews. They don't have to do a lot of press stuff. Like they don't have to be seen all these places. This is like they drop like these bombs that are just, and everyone's like, oh my God.
Yeah. I got
genius.
I mean, like, I'm sure they're being their natural selves, but shout out to the savviness behind the marketing team.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're able to make this stuff work.
Whoever it is like on point.
Damn.
On point. All right, let's move on really quick to R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
God, getting
finally
knocked out.
Finally.
Finally.
Got him.
Jesus. Finally.
Yeah.
There is a God.
So funny. I'm sorry. People were like, y'all mad about Jessie Small? What R. Kelly's still out there running around? I'm like, what do they got to do with each other? They have nothing to do with each other.
Nothing to do with each other. But look at this. Somebody found, and they're in the same county jail. And
that's true. The same wall in Chicago.
Their mugshots are up, are exactly the same. Like you can see the little
crack.
Kink.
Yeah, that's the same jail in Chicago.
Yeah, so this is from BP Savvy. Says R. Kelly. R. Kelly, same jail featuring Jessie Small. I love Twitter. I love Black Twitter.
Yeah, nobody does it better.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Everybody wins. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, finally, so for those of you, if you've been living under a rock today or for the past few days, R. Kelly was finally indicted on, I guess it would be statutory rape. Because there is a video, supposedly, of him having sex with somebody that was 14. Shock.
Again.
Shocker. And so his bail was supposed to be set, or his bail was set at $1 million. He was supposed to meet $100,000. He couldn't until today. So he got released today. But there was actually apparently a GoFundMe. People set up GoFundMes to try to help him. And he's really behind in child support, like $169,000. Like a mess.
Yeah, I mean, you would think this guy is so loaded, but I mean, if he
doesn't spend his money right. Like, come on, no investments. You just blowing money at the club.
Right, popping bottles.
Exactly.
But also, too, when you think about it, he's probably been paying like court fees since like the '90s. So.
That's true.
It's amazing that he's still able to stay liquid.
But he hasn't. Exactly. It's like, I think people get the wrong impression that since you had a hit or this and that, and you had a lot of hits, that you're just going to be rich for the rest of your life. But a lot of people don't, manage their money correctly.
Right.
And so that money is going to go away. And especially with, people aren't buying albums like they used to. They're streaming, so you're getting a lot less money than, you used to.
And he even has less money coming in. He's got dropped by his label, right? And they're pulling a lot of his records off the downloads and the charts.
Lose his studio?
Yeah,
right?
he's lost a lot. R. Kelly might be out there on the street with
beats on your laptop. Making beats on your laptop.
R. Kelly's, I will say I breathe a sigh of relief you know, you want justice for the victims, but then, man, it's just kind of like this thing that's just kind of like always ever present. So thank God we're getting that one off the books and taken care of, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's see what people on Black Twitter was saying. So this one comes from Tia Irving. She said, I asked GoFundMe what their policies for having accounts set up for those who have criminal charges against them, like R. Kelly. The account set up to help the self-proclaimed king of R&B with bail have been deleted. And then she wrote, so this is her email to GoFundMe, or actually no, from GoFundMe to her. It says, hi Tia, thank you for reaching out to us today. These campaigns violate GoFundMe's terms of services and have been removed from the platform. Our team continuously monitors the platform and will take necessary action.
Okay, I find that very interesting, only because let's think about another case. Let's say if I was wrongfully accused of committing a crime, and I needed the public's help, and the public was behind me and raising money. So while I may be accused of something that's very outlandish and very reprehensible, I wondered, can they base it on accusations, or are they going on like past crimes, which actually got out for everything? So I'm really curious about their policy.
That's
how they
really
justify
interesting. I mean, because you would not want people, or I wouldn't want people trying to raise funds for R. Kelly to get out on the streets, but there are a lot of incarcerated Black and brown people who, you know, can't make their bail, or even some of them that are innocent in whatever they did, and still can't make their bail. So what's
I'm gonna say this: GoFundMe and all those big platforms, YouTube and even Google, they can apply their thing, they
can pick and choose.
There's supposedly
because
algorithms
this looks
and rules.
bad if there could be major backlash if you allow this just to
I think
happen
that's what they probably did. They probably made the calculation. Okay, how much is the backlash going to be? And we're willing to do that. We're willing to take that and kind of.
But if it's like Joe Blow Smo from around the way, you know, they're probably like, whatever, nobody's gonna. Do you boo? You do you boo? But hopefully justice will come, you know, to R. Kelly. The crazy thing about this whole case too is that like Michael Avenatti is like somehow put himself in the middle of this. When I saw that he was the lawyer for, I think it's, you know, is it the victim?
Yeah.
I was like, where did he come from? I thought.
Okay, conspiracy. I didn't even think I was going to get into this that early, but I don't know if Jonathan's listening. I got a quick conspiracy on that.
Oh, we got the Twilight music
quick conspiracy
going.
hot take.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Michael Avenatti.
Yeah.
We know he was repping, what was the porn chick who slept with Donald Trump? Stormy Daniels, right?
Yeah.
That case got kaput, and specifically it went down in the flames right after he was proven to be engaged in domestic violence with his girlfriend.
Right.
So his reputation is went in the crapper.
Right.
So I think
he was going to run for president.
He was going to run for president. He was going to be the face of the Democratic Party, the it boy. I think he doubled down on his work ethic.
He's like, what
let
can
me
I
find
do?
something to get me back in good graces and put me back, you know, into being a non-toxic male in the political atmosphere.
I thought the same exact thing. Because that's the only thing that could be like kind of bring him, but like not bring him back to the where he was before. But he's not. I mean, you know.
So you feel me?
I feel you.
You feel me? It's very convenient.
He knows what he's doing.
I mean,
he's a smart guy.
For him, you know,
he's a smart guy. Not good for him if he beat a woman, because that ain't cool. So.
But he made the only recovery he could.
That's about it. He went for the big whale.
Yeah, he was like, how can I deflect this?
Yeah,
R. Kelly, get him.
Yeah, and hey, it's, you know, he's back in the news.
Right.
All right, moving on real quick to the Kardashians. It's like, sometimes I'm like, the Kardashians. But they're just such big news on Twitter. Like, the day that this all went down, it was all Twitter, for the most part, was talking about. Not just Black Twitter, but just all Twitter.
Yeah, trending all over.
So, Tristan Thomas once again cheated on Khloe Kardashian. Shock, horror.
Surprise, surprise.
Couldn't see that one coming. Like, girlfriend, I could have told you this a long time ago. I could have saved you a lot of heartache. Like,
ladies, can I tell you?
He is no good.
If a man's already caught cheating on you publicly, and he does it again, that means he really doesn't respect the relationship.
No.
And really, a lot of guys, I don't understand why they do it. I would just break up with somebody, but some guys will do it. But a lot of guys, I don't know, maybe he maybe he's worried about the backlash in the press. So maybe he'd rather just kind of like self-sabotage.
Because this is better.
This is better. Right?
This is better.
Funny thing,
Option B is better.
And you know what? It's not better. But the thing is, it's fun. I think people have a really hard time taking personal accountability.
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
Yeah.
But it's just something to me, it's very clear when you see a guy who constantly does that, he doesn't give a F. And if you keep taking it, not to say that you should cheat on women, but if a woman
if you
keeps
keep taking it, then
nobody,
it's like,
it looks like you signed up for it.
Yeah. You should know.
Yeah.
Here's the like, Chloe, just stop dating ballers. Stop dating. It's just
rappers and ballers.
Anyone out there, I'm like, just don't. Just don't. They have a lot of options.
I'm like, yo, you guys can find like there's good businessmen. You can find a good black businessman. We know what
you
you're
could.
taking. Yeah.
You definitely could.
Entrepreneurs. They don't always have to be like ballers or rappers.
Yeah. Okay. So this was actually this.
Jason.
Yeah. What is it? Hollywood. I can't really read it from now.
Uncensored.
Right, exactly. I believe that they were the ones that broke the story. So here's his little hot take on how this all went down. Let's watch this.
Hey, what up, everybody? Jason Lee. So we just put out the story about Tristan Thomas, Khloe Kardashian's baby daddy, cheating or messing around with Kylie Jenner, Khloe Kardashian's sister's best friend, Jordan Woods. Apparently, there's a lot of speculation. Everybody's going back and forth saying, why would Jordan do that? That's not true. That's not true. It is true. You know why? Because one of my writers was there. And Tristan, you took everybody's phone, but you let them stay.
Trying to be
Jordan
slick.
came in, y'all was smoking hookah. She was all up in your lap. You was all over her, touchy-feely, and you let the girl spend the night till 7 in the morning. Now, that happened. That's a fact. And I don't want to hear nobody trolling Khloe talking about, it's a Kardashian curse, it's Khloe's fault. No. If a nigga ain't shit, he ain't shit. And Tristan, the fact that you slept with her sisters or messed around with her sister's best friend, we don't know if you slept together. And the fact that Kylie, your best friend, was at the house doing all that, get her out now. Get him out too.
Yes,
Hey, what
okay.
up, everybody? Jason.
So yeah, point that we forgot to mention was that he cheated with Kylie's best friend.
Right, yeah.
Yikes.
Like his girlfriend's sister's best friend, who lives like what on the facilities, right?
I believe she lives with Kylie.
Yeah, the Kardashians like paying her rent and putting her up.
Yeah, and she does like business deals. Like I believe her and Kylie did some sort of makeup thing. I don't know. I don't follow the Kardashians like too closely, but let's see what people on Twitter, because people had opinions. Okay, this is from Carl's D. So this one says, didn't Khloe steal Tristan from a woman named Jordan? The big eyes. If this isn't losing him how you got him, then I don't know what is. The Cardi B gift. Okay.
What do they say? You lose him how you get him.
Yep.
You know, she took him while he was having a baby with another sister.
That should tell you all you need to know.
Yeah.
Like,
Stop trying to drum up all this sympathy for the Kardashians. I know Cardi, those are your people trying to cape for them. I'm just like, cut it out, cut it out.
Yeah. Okay. So this one is from Deji. He says, Jordan really lost her billionaire best friend over some community. What was he thinking, baby girl?
Like she wasn't thinking clearly. She wasn't thinking clearly.
You had it good.
Yeah.
Okay. Like. You had it
Throw
good.
away your main business connection.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know.
And probably get blackballed from a lot of things.
That's true. They can cut you out of a lot of deals
real
in the future.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Here's one last one. This is from I can't really read it. Nori Black Book. Okay. Kylie Cosmetics will be having a flash sale on the Kylie and Jordan collection. All products, buy one, get one, 10 free. Everything must go. Yeah. Because they did a collection together, and I'm sure that's gotta suck for Kylie. Like,
yeah, but when have the Kardashians ever been good judges of character? And actually, I'm not gonna put it on them. I mean, they brought so when Black China was dating
Rob.
Tiger, right? Rob.
Yeah.
That too. Then she bounced. Then we know Tiger bounces over to the little one, and then Rob bounces to Black China. They do that kind of stuff all the time. So for them to sit there and say, "I can't believe all these weird things happen to us, and all these manipulative people." Well, I mean, look what they traffic in.
So yeah, it's just exhausting. It's just so messy. It's exhausting. Just Chloe, just no ballers, no ballers, no rappers, and you'll be just fine. I mean, you are just fine. anyway.
Be alone for a while.
Exactly.
Be alone. Don't
You
have
got your
to-
money. You got your cute little baby
Yeah,
girl.
work on yourself.
Do you, girl? Do you? All right. So we're gonna get into the woke segment.
The wokety woke segment?
Yep.
All right, well,
What do you got for us today?
Well, first of all, there is only one Tupac, R.I.P. But besides that, we're going to talk about these players that knelt in Old Miz. And if our engineer can pull up that tweet, we're going to talk about these 8 players that, I'm sorry, Jonathan, it's before or after this Rachel Maddow one. You have to scroll down to the one where we talk about Old Miz. And I'll keep talking about it. Basically, big up Alina for sending this to me. There are 2, what do you call those flags?
Confederate flags?
Confederate flags, yes. Okay, the Confederate flag is still flying in Mississippi. That's
it's part of their state flag.
The legit flag, the official flag. And there were actually 2 Confederate, like pro-Confederate protests going on the campus over there, and in Oxford. So. It ended up being 8 players, but on the basketball team, it started out with 1 player took a knee. Now I just found out this. It wasn't his plan. 1 player took a knee and 8 followed. So shout out to all those guys, that did that. And
exactly.
I want to give those guys big respect too, because those guys, they're not taking a payoff. They're in college. They don't get paid.
In Mississippi.
Yeah, they don't sign no non-disclosures and get no Nike degrees. They did it out of the good protesting of their heart.
Yeah, and they still have to go to school.
Still have to go to school.
Right there
and deal
with
with
people.
the consequences.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. They don't get T-shirts made of them and Nike lines and all that.
No, but they're protesting for something that wasn't right. Like the fact that there's so pro-Confederacy things going on is just bizarre to me. But
yeah, it's crazy, man. Shout out to those brothers.
Yeah. Shout out to them. Okay.
Next. So now, we were talking a bit conspiratorially earlier.
Yeah.
All right. So in this segment, we're going to be talking about all the drama around Robert Kraft. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Kraft, and we can pull up the Rachel Maddow tweet while I get into it. Robert Kraft, super rich owner of the Patriots, of the NFL. By the way, one of the #1 donors to Donald Trump, super buddy with Trump and the Republicans, was chiefly responsible for getting Colin Kaepernick blackballed. He was one of the biggest guys that got him 86. This came out. Well, he's starting to get his own comeuppance. But we're going to talk about how and why.
You know what? Because what goes around comes around. It's karma.
Yeah, so there's a couple of bigger scandals lurking here. Apparently there's a spot that he goes to in Florida, where all these other rich men go to,
What type of endings are they getting there?
They're getting real happy endings. They're getting happy endings. And at first, I almost felt like, why is they took the time to do this? A rich white man can't get a happy ending. You know what I mean? It happens all the time. What's new about this?
Right.
Apparently, I think it's linked to a bigger conspiracy because MSNBC is reporting that there's more names to come out about that prostitution bust, and he's not even the biggest names. And my theory is that it's probably some people from the Trump administration. Now, we can go to the Rachel Maddow tweet. This is why the whole human trafficking thing is like a big deal now.
Yeah.
Because there's also been the Trump administration has been around the edges. Certain staffers have been associated with pedo scandals and human trafficking. And let's read this tweet that Rachel Maddow tweeted. Even if Alex Acosta were not a Trump cabinet official right now, this federal court ruling about his behavior in the Jeffrey Epstein case should put Acosta in headlines across the country. And basically, Jeffrey Epstein is like a big Democratic donor.
Wait, I thought he was Republican.
Yeah, Republican, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, hey
he's a big donor, but well, here's the thing, let me say this for the record. I don't matter if you're a Democratic donor, Republican donor.
Just don't do bad, horrible things.
He's connected with this guy, Acosta, and I think we're going to see a big through line going all the way from that NFL prostitution bust all the way to the current administration. And now we can think about it in 2 ways. Was it the higher-ups or the elites trying to teach Robert Kraft the message because it was this big conservative? Then all of a sudden he starts running around with Meek Mill. I don't know if we can throw that picture of him and Meek Mill and Cardi B. He's running around with Meek Mill. He starts advocating for prison reform. He's dancing with Cardi B at the Super Bowl. Are they trying to say, hey, man, you know, we need to check you, man. You're getting a little too woke out there?
Oh, that's a conspiracy.
That's conspiracy. And then the other conspiracy involves Jay-Z, the head of the Illuminati, or at least head of the Black hip hop Illuminati.
Oh, goodness.
They're saying Jay was like, Jay is like, yo, man, you know, you think you're doing all these things. I'm gonna come in and take your spot as an NFL owner.
Hey,
and
I like that.
I'm gonna sign
I like
Kaepernick.
that.
So, you know, a lot of people say Jay-Z's really pulling the strings behind the scenes. He, you know, put his arm around him, also stab him in the back.
I like that.
I don't know, conspiracy theories, people. Something to think about.
I'm all for Jay-Z owning the Patriots.
I'm down for that too.
What up?
Yeah, take a spot.
Exactly, and especially from people who are, you know, promoting human trafficking, sex trafficking.
Not cool.
Not okay. All right, well, I think that wraps it up for this week.
Wrap it up?
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was.
A lot went down. It was a crazy week to be alive, you know. As usual, so where can the good people find you?
Everybody, you can find me on Twitter at Jamaica House Doc, IG at ALG_Jamaica House Films. I gotta plug my G-Funk t-shirt. Shout out to Law House Productions. It's made by Laylaw, the OG of NWA, and also shout out to my boy Big Hutch from Above the Law. He's also in the film, and they're just the whole crew. So thanks for repping LA and for shooting me this tea.
All right, and you guys can just find me on all social media at Alina Vision. That's Vision with 2 S's. All right, until next time. Peace.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content, and be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.